Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today, I take an angle grinder to my car. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, stay tuned for more. Hey guys, welcome back. So we're going to carry on with work on the chassis of the Supra. Now, last time we obviously took care of the rusted underneath of the car. We stripped it all back, covered it in rust converter. Now it's been a few weeks since then, and obviously the rust converter doesn't have a perfect spray pattern, so little bits here and there have got like little spots of surface rust coming through. So what I'm going to do is just go over with it quickly and just wipe all those areas down with a wax and grease remover, clean them up, and primer it, because the primer has arrived today, which is fantastic news. And we can get everything primed up before the Raptor liner. And I also need to get some welding done, so let's go ahead and get things primed up first. So let's get on with it. Alright, so I've just been under the car and I've just been sanding off and just using the wire wheel again. Just on a few more areas I've noticed a little bit of like brown staining on the undercoat, and lo and behold there's been more rust underneath, just little bits of surface rust. And yeah, so I've gone ahead and pulled them all back. I've just got to wipe them down and then we're going to go ahead and primer them. But I've been looking at the sills and the actual pinch welds on the rear of the car, and oh, it is not good. I will show you this. Okay, so you remember this little bit of surface rust here that's got to get cut out and welded in. Now, underneath, we've obviously got our pinch welds. And while I was having a look at the pinch welds, I decided to stick a screwdriver in here and just see what the integrity of the metal was like. And obviously, as you can see, it went through the entire way down here. Not only there, but back here as well. Right behind our nicely refurbished wheel well. Now, everything inside this channel here is good. I had a look inside of the flashlight, there's no rust or anything, so the inner sill is fine. It's just the outer sill. This entire area here is rusted through, and I'm not too sure what it's like under here, but I'm guessing it's probably just as bad given the fact that that's gone all the way through. So I am going to have to cut it out from here back down there as well, undo the spot welds, cut it out, and have a look at replacing all the metal there. It's gonna be definitely a huge undertaking. I don't know whether we can see inside. No. But anyway, this is essentially the rust taking hold. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut this all out and replace it now. Fun. But in the meantime, I'm gonna quickly just go ahead and primer the rest of this up now that it's all cleaned back, just to protect it so I don't have this situation anymore. And then I'm definitely going to need to cut this all out this week. Because this is just, wow. I had no idea it was this bad. I'm going to need to check on the other side as well now. It's got me worried. Alright, so as you can see from that time lapse, I've gone ahead and primed the essential parts of the chassis that I've gone ahead and stripped back, and it's looking good. I've even gone ahead over most parts and actually given it a second coat because it flushes off so quickly, that primer. It's actually really good. I mean, I can't recommend that U-Pol primer enough. It goes on well, protects everything like it should, dries quick. What more could you want from a primer? Let's have a look at this work quick. Yeah, that's really good. Goes on smooth, tacks off quickly, and the finish looks amazing. I'll definitely say I'm very pleased with that. So at least I know that's all protected now. It's one less bit of rust and everything to worry about. That's almost most of the can done, but again, I'd rather spend £6 on a can of primer than worry about my car rusting away. Oh, the subframe is looking fantastic, and it needs to go back in soon. That's obviously its own video, but at the moment, while things are waiting and I've got to do other jobs, videos are kind of overlapping at the moment. So yeah, I think it's about time I start getting some welding done, but that'll be tomorrow. It's already 5 PM, so I don't like to go ahead and drill and make a whole lot of noise after like 5, because then, you know, essentially people come home from work and, you know, it's be nice to your neighbors. But anywho, let's go ahead and pack up, do some video editing, and continue this later, but a few seconds for you guys. So it's day 2 of the video, and as you saw yesterday, there's been a lot more rust that I've found, and it's kind of in really, really bad places. So yeah, I mean, I'm fine. The car's fine. We're fine. yeah, I'm dreading this. This turned out to be a lot more work than I expected. So I think I'm going to just knuckle down and just start cutting rust out and building templates for the new pieces that I need to weld in, and plan it all out, suck it up, and start welding the new metal in. So, wish me luck, and oh man, I really hope I don't find any more bad places of rust. Alright, let's, on that sobering note, get on with it. Alright, so what happens to feel like an eternity has been 2.5 hours, and I've eventually cut all the bad metal out of the car. Let's go have a look. So we'll start off on this side. There's a small patch over there. You remember the section on the rear. Let's move on up to the front. And as you can see, this is the patch over here that was welded in. There's been no primer or anything on the back of it, so it started to rust out from the back, and the rust just spread into the rest of the metal. So I've had to cut a lot more out than I was expecting. You can see the rust is even spread up here, so I got to tackle all that and treat it so it doesn't affect anything else. And let's move on around here. Large section out of there, but by far the biggest section, and I found even more rot in everything here. But yeah, like I say, by far the biggest section was this whole piece I've had to cut out here, all the way down, because it was just completely rotten through. The side of my sill, where all the bubbling was, cut out. And where the other plate was welded in. So we can find that piece. There it is there. You can see the welded piece just literally slapped on top. No sort of rust prevention done. So obviously it set in and spread. So that's going to be more work for me to take care of. And one more piece I found here. There's a little piece here. You can see the wire wheel went completely through it when I was busy cleaning up the surface. So that's all been pulled back, but the rest of the metal near it was good. It just has surface corrosion, but unfortunately the lower bit here where all the water will collect, that's where it rusted through. So while I'm here, I can go ahead and bend this straight as well, because somebody jacked it up there and bent it. Yeah, I think the last thing I'm going to do is just finish just cutting it off cleanly here. And this side's still fine, so I'll leave this in. That's actually nice and structural. The rest of this is good as well. I don't have to cut much of it back like I did the other side. But however, I'm just going to cut that last piece off there, and then I should be done. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and finish it off and neaten that area up. Once you can, there we go, neaten that area up. As you can see what I'm talking about. And yeah. And while I was at it, I remembered I had one more spot where there was a little bit of rust, but it turned out to be a big section of rust. So that's all cut out. We'll go back to clean metal again. Now the only next ridiculous thing I've got to do is build all the templates, and man, weld everything all back up. Oh, package just arrived. Let's see what we're dealing with real quick. Oh, nice. Rust converter. And that means I can go ahead and spray on my nicely new cut holes with rust converter. Make sure they're all protected from the elements and themselves, because man, there was a lot of rust. So I'm going to take a file and just file down all the rough edges now, and from there just hit it with rust converter and start building out some templates in cardboard quick, then cut them into metal, weld them all in place. But the welding will probably take place tomorrow, given the fact this is going to take a while. But progress and all that. I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders now that I've cut all that rust out. The only thing now is going to be building everything back up, especially that rear corner. There was a lot of rust there. It was more than I expected. When I started cutting out, I just realized there was more and more and more. So I'd already built the templates for it before I cut that out, because that's quite an intricate area. The rest of them are all just curved panels and things, or just flat patches. So they'll just get butt welded in. So that'll be fine. But that was intricate. So I've built the templates for it. I may need just to add a few more things, a little bits here and there that I had to cut off because the rust had spread into them as well. But yeah, I'm so relieved right now. Cool, let's start cleaning them up. Okay, so I've gone ahead and filed all the edges down and pretty much covered all the affected areas with the rust converter, as well as inside of the sills themselves, because they've still got a bit of surface rust around the essential areas I've cut out. Obviously, if I go trying to cut out all the little bits of surface rust, I'm gonna probably pull 90% of the sills out, and that's just nonsensical if I've got the means to protect and use the rust converter. So there you go. Well, I think that's all for today. I'm gonna leave it off there, and yeah, I think we'll pick this video up whenever, but it'll be like nothing for you guys. So I've gathered up all the little bits that I've cut out, and it's ridiculous how many pieces have rusted out. I mean, that was the side of my car just bobbling away and rusting behind the scenes. Absolutely crazy. And the rest of it all underneath. Oh, side again. More of the side. I mean, just a little bit. But the surface area of the rust itself. Absolutely crazy. So this has been my day. I've been cutting out cardboard and bending it, cutting it even more to replace all the metal I've cut out. Cool. All I have to do is build all these templates in metal. So after what feels like an eternity of cutting and more cutting and filing just to get it to fit, it's just about ready to weld into place, and it started to rain. Yeah, this is my constant struggle. Okay, I don't think we're going to get any welding done. The video is going on long enough as it is, and the weather is just terrible at the moment, so I can't get any sort of welding done. So this is where the video is going to end. You guys don't forget to like, comment below, and subscribe. And just have a great weekend, everyone. See you in 2 weeks.